Hello everyone, I'm Unber. I'm a computer science new grad. I know, unfortunate, but I'm also a software engineer. And another thing about me is I love learning and I make bad decisions with money. So with that as context, now let me show you this one thing here. You see this here. This is the Daily Mail website. I don't know if you see all the red outlines and everything. That is all ads. It's inundated with ads. And I know we all hate ads. So let me go through why I kind of got into Homelabbing. And this, just keep that as context. It'll be important in a second. Don't worry about it. So I know if you've ever, like, everyone has an ad block. Everyone has like those extensions to semi-legally get rid of ads. And sometimes these websites have become savvy to it. And they have these type of things, these type of pop-ups. Ad block detected. Please disable it. We need this. And they'll always be so gung-ho about it. It's always great. And it's always so happy. But yeah. With that in mind, that was a problem that I had. And the one thing about software engineers is you're supposed to solve problems. And this was a problem in my life coming around. I realized this around the same time that I was like, I want to learn something. I'm done making these to-do apps and I want to try something else. So what I got into was this over here, a rabbit hole. We all are on the internet. We all love rabbit holes. We all love getting into these TikTok scrolling of doom sessions and doom scrolling sessions on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everything YouTube Shorts. And mine, I got into this one, the Homelabbing rabbit hole. And that started off with being a computer science major without a job. I was in my senior year, no job. And this was my life, the unemployment competition. And that was everyone. We had hundreds of applications, LinkedIn, Leetcode all day. Unfortunately, all day, having to grind Leetcode as everyone does. I was always exposed to the man over here with the legendary video as of recent, Neetcode, with his 150 and everything. But this was the start of the rabbit hole. I didn't know this is what it was going to turn into, but this is how it started. Because this is what got me into tech YouTube. Not this tech YouTube. Abdul Bari, he's the GOAT, we all know. Not this tech YouTube. Go a little out of the theory and go into more of just the general tech world. Came these two guys. On the top left, you have Low Level. On the bottom right, you have ThePrimeagen. The Neo Vim man himself, and then also the guy who loves Rust. They're both great. They're both really great. And he teaches you about CTFs. It's just they're just nerds. You got an ex Netflix engineer. I don't know Low Level's background, unfortunately, but yeah, the ex Netflix engineer is Primeagen. But yeah, this is how it all started. Just my foray into the tech world beyond just my degree. Especially I just got hooked into it. I love some YouTube. And then enter this. This is the Raspberry Pi. At the end of my senior year, I was talking to a friend. He was getting rid of some technology and he was saying, "Oh, I'll give you a deal on this if you want it." And it was the Raspberry Pi Model 4B. This lovely item right here. I was like, you know what? I seen my brother mess around with this before. I'll just take it. It was a good deal. I've seen him for more. I didn't know what to do with it, but I kept it in the bank just in case. I just kept it. So I had no idea what to do with it. But then the next part of the story happened is I graduated. I made it out. I made it out the 4 years. Tough university, tough computer science classes. I made it out of data structures and algorithms, advanced, and operating systems. It was terrible, but it was great learning. No, it wasn't. But it was learning. And after that, crazy enough, I got a job. I was out of the chains. I was no longer in the unemployment competition. I was in the employment. I was one of the employed few. I'm not bragging. I am a little. It was really hard. It was insanely difficult. I want you to know this, as it has been difficult for all of my brethren and sisterin, whatever the words is. But going after that, I became a normal 20-year-old. I had a little bit of a hiatus from all my learning and my academic prowess, and I went to Japan and Korea. It was great. Just a little context about me. I went to Japan and Korea, as everyone does when they're in their 20s, in their early 20s now. It's either that, pickleball, we got Italy, rock climbing, running. I've done a couple of those. I'm actually doing a half marathon. I hope that goes well. I hope this doesn't age wrong. But yeah, so then I was like, all right, I have this Raspberry Pi of mine. What do I want to do with it? And that's when I went on glorious ChatGPT, gave it some questions, and it came up with this. It told me about this thing called AdGuard Home. I just realized how very pixelated this image is. I'm sorry. And it explained that with those ads that were inundating all my websites at first that we saw before, there's ways that, yeah, they get blocked at the browser level by all of your extensions and everything, your this, your that. But that's those browser extensions, they leave a footprint. That's how they know that you're kind of blocking these ads, and they give you that pop-up saying, please get rid of it. So how about you go one step further and block it at the network level? And that's what AdGuard Home could do. And it could be put on to a Raspberry Pi. So I was like, okay, a DNS server, AdGuard Home, block whatever I want, manage my own traffic. Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, so I put it on. That was my first thing. That was my first entry into my home lab. My little deal that I got on my Raspberry Pi, put a quick DNS server on it. Took me about like a day to troubleshoot and learn. It was awesome. I felt invigorated. I was like, oh my God, I did something. It's like in my hand. I can see like on my phone, on my laptop, on my tablet. It was amazing. It was great. That's how the addiction started. It's unfortunate. And then the YouTube Homelabbing kind of rabbit hole went further. It went even worse. I went past just the PrimeageN Low Level, where they weren't even talking that much about homelabbing. They were talking about tech. And I got into the actual homelabbing side. The guys who would get me to spend money. For example, there is Hardware Haven. I watched a lot of great YouTube videos from him. And this guy over here, Ardens. He's a pretty like small tech YouTuber, but he makes amazing animated tech videos about homelabbing. Like this one here about how he sunk this many thousands of dollars into it. And I was like, ooh, this is a bit of me. I kind of want to do this. And so, but I wasn't just like, I couldn't get the final bit of motivation to get through. And that's when he came around. No, not him, not the original, not Brofist him. I'm talking about him. Tech PewDiePie. No one had this on their bingo card. I did not know how this happened. I don't know where this came from. But he started by building a PC. Now he's making a freaking AI council on like 1 billion GPUs and like his supercomputer, and like they're doing the protein folding sampling. It's insane. He's insane. He's crazy. And that was the straw that broke the camel's wallet in this case. And that's also came at a time where I started a job and had adult money, the unfortunate amount of adult money, which has also funded some of the things that you see back here. Don't worry about it. I'm a bit of a nerd. And yeah, with that adult money came Facebook Marketplace. And Facebook Marketplace it's a lovely thing for a man to scroll, but I can doom scroll in there for hours, more than some social media apps. And I got this little box on the right, the Dell Optiplex 3020 Micro. I got a cheap little Windows machine that I was like, you know what? I have no idea what I'm going to do on this, but people have a little computer in their home lab. I want one too. So got one, looked around on what I could do with it, saw some from the homelabbing videos. I remembered, oh, people do this thing called Proxmox. They set up a Proxmox virtual environment. It's this thing called a hypervisor. If I want to make some virtual machines, I don't know if you guys remember that from your degree, when that one cybersecurity class set up some virtual machines, some containers. If you ever heard of like Docker, Kubernetes, just an environment I can mess around in. And that's what I learned with this Dell Optiplex 3020 Micro, and I got into working with Proxmox. And oh my God, a lovely resource I followed was, there's this friend of mine named Rob. He's an amazing engineer at GitHub, and he has this blog. I'm gonna link it in the description. It's absolutely amazing, where he kind of has a good like kind of a series where he goes through of the evolution of his like early home lab and automating it. Because a big thing that I wanted to learn wasn't just programming, it was automation scripting. Because that's like this infra. I don't know. I was just getting into my infra bag, and so yeah, that's what I learned. I learned how to automate Linux containers and Linux VMs on my Proxmox server, and it was great. It was so much fun. That's what I've been doing for the last couple months, just in my free time after work. It's great, and it was a lot of fun. I'm getting addicted. It is a problem. I might buy more. And I was able to learn these things like Tailscale to set up a VPN, make it so I could be all the way at my work or all the way at some random coffee shop somewhere else, and I could like kind of like a hacker be on my own home network and glorious SSH into my devices like PewDiePie says, and use Ansible to like learn these things. These skills, they're transferring to work. Like these are things that I'm learning on my own that are actually giving me benefit elsewhere, which I didn't get with school. I'm telling you right now, there's so many classes that I took that were just there to move the progress bar. These were actual things. Like, of course, I'm not saying your degree is useless. It's not. The classes were important. They give you that fundamentals. You need the fundamentals. But this learning, I started working in telecom. It's great. I love learning that stuff. I learned interfacing with these hypervisor VMs. I'm having these conversations. It makes me feel like just more, like I'm able to contribute more in the tech scene, which if you really do like it, in this day and age, it's kind of hard to find people who are kind of really into it. But then when you have those conversations with people who are really into the tech space, it's so fun to be able to actually understand what people are saying. I couldn't understand this before. And like talking about storage, like networking, all that, it's so fun now. And I only would have gotten that through Homelabbing, and I'm so glad that I got into it. So then now the question that I get into is, yeah, I didn't just learn on this easily. I had to go through troubleshooting hell, and that's what this is. Fix one minor bug here, everything crashes. That happened to me so many times, so many nights. But I don't know if you guys remember, the thing that everyone remembers from school is troubleshooting. It sucks. You go through it, it's hell. But when you finally fix it, that feeling of euphoria, everyone can agree, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's better than so many things. And after that, I'm like, what's next? What do I want to learn? I love Golang. That's what that little like random goober is in the middle. And next thing, yeah, I want to learn more infra stuff, Terraform. This Homelabbing thing goes so many different ways. I might set up my own VPN. A lot of guys talk about like pfSense, which is like set up your own VPN so I don't have to use Tailscale. It's just so much that you can do. Just so much nerd stuff. Like a Jellyfin. I don't know if you guys, it's like a media server. And then the next big thing, just figuring out what to put on my containers and on these VMs. Just maybe make my own projects with Go and stuff like that. Maybe Rust. I don't know. Everyone's talking about Rust as it Go. Just get into it. And I urge you to do the same. And if you have the disposable income, then another thing that I really want to do, maybe make a NAS. I don't know. Like NASs are cool. I make my own cloud. Like just in an era where everyone's fighting to get your money out of your wallet with subscriptions, this has actually opened my eyes so much to how much I really am capable of doing on my own. I don't have the money yet. Let's just be so real. I don't have that type of bread yet to just like pick up this like NAS. It's a lot of money. I'll get there. Unless they want to get one to me, that would be great. But I know I don't have that amount of clout yet. But I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, Homelabbing is great. It is not great for my wallet. It's been hurting, but it's been so fun. I have it sitting over there. It's nothing crazy. I don't have a data center, but it's home. That was so corny. I'm so sorry. Bye. All right.